What's up guys, Chris here. Today we are going to be taking a look at installing my new PPQ slide, and we're also going to take a look at the modification that I'll be doing to try and avoid cracking the slide here. So, before we get started with replacing the slide, we need to first take a look at what's going on here with the chamber and the cracking of the slide. So, with the slide in the forward position, we can kind of tell, well, it's not really hitting it when it's in the resting position forward, but if I pull it back, if I ease it forward, you're not really seeing the problem. However, if you rack it fully, let's take a look here. Here's the resting position. You can see there's a little bit of a gap up here. But if I rack it and let it go, you can see that that gap has disappeared. So basically what happens when the gun cycles on full power, the force of the slide going forward and the barrel tilting up is causing it to hit this edge right here. So, we're going to take out, I have a C-parts recoil spring in here, flat spring with the blue guide piece on here. Looks realistic, and it's also a bit stiffer than the stock one. Self-contained recoil spring guide. Now, taking a look at the barrel itself, you can kind of tell where it's been hitting the slide edge right here. So what I'm thinking is that we're going to chamfer off this little edge right here to an angle to try and prevent it from hitting the slide. So I'm simply going to be taking a file and filing it down. What I'm going to do though is put some tape around so I don't I have a ability to actually mess things up when I use tools. So I'm going to mask it off as best I can to protect the rest of the barrel. Okay, so I'm done with my filing. You can see here I went pretty aggressively, especially on this top edge. Thinking maybe I should do a little bit more of a angle to the back. Yeah, I'll do a couple of more strokes on here. Okay, so this is what we're going to start off with, working with. So let's remove the tape. And you can see the tape didn't save me all the way. I actually got a mark down here. That's fine. That's inside the chamber, so it's not going to show up. But you can tell that I actually reprofiled it quite a bit. Not so much on the sides, that's not where the issue is, but just to get a clean edge, I wanted to do the sides as well. So, before we go ahead and put this on my new slide, let's see how it looks in the old one. Okay, so here it is in the resting position. You can see the gap. Now I have a racket, let go. It's still coming up all the way. So I'm not sure if I need to take off more or if there's actually like no stop on how much the barrel can come up. If it's maybe it's just a slide stopping the upwards tilt of the barrel. I'm not sure. So if I push it down, you can see how it sits, and you can also see the crack that's happened right here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go a little bit more just to be safe. All right, I took off a little bit more still, and I don't really feel comfortable going more than that. I don't think that I should have to. That would be kind of ridiculous. So we're going to touch this up with my pen. I'll let that dry, and then we're going to what's it called? Work on transferring the internals while we do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that the what was it called? Super black pen was not really a perfect match here, but it's better than bare aluminum. So we'll set that to the side. And let's see what we have to work with here. We got these two tiny screws holding in the blowback unit. We got this for the full auto switch mechanism, which is actually blocked on the Asia version. You can see right here, there's a blocking notch. We got our rear side screw. We got the back plate, we got the rear side extractor, nozzle, front sight. So I'm going to go ahead and take this all down and see if we can't transfer this into the new slide. Alright, so we got the internals out. Here's what the blowback unit and piston head looks like. The nozzle. One thing that was kind of cool is that the nozzle return spring is seated inside of the extractor. It's kind of clever design. This right here is the plate that was sitting on top of the, or I'm sorry, below the front sight. And then here you can see the blocked full auto feature. So without that tab, I believe there's supposed to be a spring in there as well, but you would be able to click that over and it would go into full auto mode. So I'm gonna clean off the parts and go ahead and move them into the new slide. Alright guys, so I'm done. I got the internals transferred. It wasn't too bad. It was a little bit particular about the blowback unit having to go absolutely straight in for it to seat properly, but other than that, nothing too special. The cool thing about having the nozzle spring in the extractor was I could put in the blowback unit with the nozzle, and then I could slide the extractor and the spring kind of over it and into place. So that's nice. So here's what the old one looked like. I had a couple of scratches here. Nothing too bad on this side, and then of course now that I've replaced it, let me bend this up a little bit. I'm not sure if you can tell. Yeah, you can see the aluminum's poking through right there. So, I don't think we're going to see a definitive result right now, but I'll keep this out and rack it a little bit back and forth and let you know how it holds up with this mod. Let's take a look what happens. I'm hoping it's not going to crack on the first rack. So what I should be able to do now is slip it with the file right there. Not a big deal. What I should be able to do, since I put the touch-up paint on there, I should be able to tell if the paint is being chipped off by racking the slide, and you can tell that it already is right here. So I'm guessing I should take off a little bit more, because I don't want this slide to crack. So it's keeping together so far, but I'm gonna take off a little bit more material just to be safe. Okay, that's as far as I'm gonna go. That's a crazy amount of material to take off. All right, so the touch-up had some time to dry. I guess I put it on a little bit thick, as you can see. But let's go ahead and try it again. And if it still wears off this time, I'm not gonna take off any more material. I'm just gonna hope that I've taken off enough so that the slide doesn't crack. Let's take a look. You can already see there's some. Sorry about that. Yeah, I can tell it's taken off paint already. One more thing I want to note on the VFC pistols is that their sight dots are usually inserts, which is a very nice touch. You know, WE and some others actually paint them on. This much cleaner, much brighter sight picture, so I really like that. Do this a couple of more times. All right, so we're hitting a little bit further up now on the chamfering. I guess what I could do is, instead of going further back, I could make this cut more aggressive angle. Yeah, not sure. Let's see, there's not really any significant markings in the slide. Tiny bit right here. Yeah, I'll have to play around and think about this for a while before I decide what to do. You know, the slide was $32 from WGC, and you know, since I got a brand new slide, I'd rather have a slightly, well, you can actually see right there in this position that my chamfering is pretty far back. So probably what happens is, yeah, you can see when we retract the slide here. Let's see. That it starts to ride on the chamber. Okay, so the nozzle, when the nozzle is in, it's pushing up on the barrel, but if we release the nozzle, the barrel or the chamber drops. So it might be that we've been looking at this from the wrong end. It might be that I have to go in here and take some material off in order for the nozzle to release from the barrel quicker. So yeah, I think I might actually do that. Anyway, that's enough for this video. The slide still hasn't cracked, so that's good. But you can definitely tell that there's nothing more that I can do up here at the front. I mean, that's a significant amount of material gone. So yeah, I'll be rounding off the back edge of the chamber to release the nozzle instead. All right, so I figured I might as well splice this in to the original video. So anyway, where we left off is the chamfering I did on the barrel can't possibly be interfering with the slide anymore. But if you look here, like I said, what happens is the nozzle is stuck on the barrel and it preventing it from dropping down on the cycling until the nozzle lets go and then the barrel comes loose. So let me show you here what I noticed. We pull the nozzle forward. You can kind of see here there's scuff marks. I'm thinking that's the part that's getting stuck in the slide. So I'm gonna take out the nozzle and file that edge down a little. I might also go ahead and finish off this end right here. You can also see there are some markings on there. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'll cut back when I'm done. Alright, so I'm back. I've filed off some material here. Not really that much, but at least the part that was roughed up. So it's this front edge right here. And I cleaned up the chamber on the barrel a little bit as well. So I'm going to put this back together and we'll see if it cycles any better. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I got this slide back together, and last thing I did, other than doing the filing work, I also stretched the nozzle return spring in here a little bit to give it a little bit more force when retracting. So let's see if we managed to do anything good here. Okay, so when doing it slowly, it's still kind of getting stuck in there, but if I do it with a little bit of force, I can actually see that, or at least I can tell that the nozzle is moving a little bit more freely. So I guess the last thing we can do here to alleviate this would be just putting a tiny bit of silicone oil on the two contact points. So a little bit there. And a drop on here as well. So at this point I'm thinking I'm not going to do anything else. I feel like I've done what I can now to alleviate the risk of the slide getting cracked again. So what's going to happen from here is I'm going to keep the PPQ out in front of the TV and play with it, rack it back and forth. Yeah, you know, even if it's not moving completely freely, it should at least be at the point where it's not going to have enough resistant force to actually crack the slide. So we'll leave it at this for now, and I'll give you guys an update in a week or two. I should be able to, you know, easily get up at least a couple of 100 racks in that time. Let's see, did I get the rear sight aligned? Yeah, it looks pretty straight on there. Yeah, so that's it for the PPQ, and I'll get back to you guys with how it's going. So if you have a PPQ, I would definitely recommend these mods. You probably don't have to take off as much as I did on the chamber there. You can see it's a pretty significant amount, but definitely look into it locking up and pushing up against the slide. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.